And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
This is my video update on this Wednesday, March the 5th, coming to you from Athens, Greece. Let's talk about some news. And let's start things off with Trump's speech to Congress yesterday evening. And it was a speech that was very different than what we heard from Bidenopolis when he was president. I would say that this speech to Congress was hopeful, while Biden's speeches, they were dark, man. I remember Biden's speeches. Dark and angry. This speech was hopeful. Hopeful and optimistic is how I would categorize this speech. I don't think it was a fantastic speech. I don't think it was terrible either. It was good. I thought all in all it was good. It focused a lot on domestic issues. Trump talked about the border, tariffs, the woke ideology, no more woke in America. He talked about that as well. Foreign policy, not much. Not much foreign policy at all, actually. There were rumors saying that that Trump was going to announce some sort of NATO pullout, or UN, getting the U.S. out of the UN or something like that. Rumors that were fueled by Trump himself, because he posted on Truth Social that he was going to tell it like it is during the speech to Congress. But when it came to big announcements, there really were no big announcements, to be quite honest. But on foreign policy, what did Trump say on foreign policy? He talked about Afghanistan and how the U.S. had captured one of the IS terrorists that was behind what happened in Afghanistan when the U.S. withdrew from Afghanistan. He talked about that. I don't know what's going on there. He talked about he mentioned the Gulf of America. He mentioned that. He talked about the Panama Canal. He talked about, actually on the Panama Canal, we are getting news that, he talked about getting back the Panama Canal is what he said, but we have news which is that two U.S. companies, and I think Trump mentioned this as well, have purchased ports to either side of the canal. And the information on these companies is that they are BlackRock companies with BlackRock as the major shareholder. And they purchased these two ports from a Hong Kong company. So it looks like the U.S. is going to set up shop, or at least BlackRock is going to set up shop on one side of the canal and on the other side of the Panama Canal. He talked about Greenland as well. He said that the United States respects the right of Greenland's self-determination. I believe that is what he said. And then he hinted at the fact that the United States is going to find a way to welcome Greenland into the USA. That's what he said. But the right to self-determination. Greenlanders have the right to self-determination. Talking about a referendum that could be taking place in Greenland. Well, I agree with that, actually. I agree with Trump. I believe that Greenland, if they have a referendum, they absolutely have the right to self-determination. And if they vote to enter the United States or not enter the United States and remain independent or stay independent or stay as they are, whatever they decide to vote, it should be respected. Just like Crimea, right? Absolutely. Crimea had the right to self-determination, and they voted. So on the Greenland issue, I'm in 100% agreement with Trump, and I think it should definitely carry over to what Crimea voted for in 2014, 15. So he said that with Greenland. What else did Trump say? He did not mention Ukraine much at all, actually. He didn't mention the Middle East much at all. He didn't talk a lot about Ukraine. I'm trying to think, what did he say about Ukraine and Russia? He said that he wants the war to stop. He wants the killing to end. Democrats were very unhappy about this. Very unhappy when Trump said that he wants the war to end and he wants peace. And then Trump, as the Democrats were very unhappy about him talking peace in Ukraine, Trump said that the Democrats, and he singled out Elizabeth Warren, would like the war to go on for another 5 years. So that was an interesting part to the speech. He said that he's talking to both sides. He needs to talk to Ukraine. He said he also needs to talk to Russia. And Congress accepted that. To be quite honest, I didn't see, or I didn't hear any booing or anything like that when he said that the United States needs to talk to Russia. He did mention the rare earth deal, and he said that there might be a rare earth deal. I'm trying to remember what he said about the rare earth deal with Elensky. I believe he said there might be a rare earth deal, but he did mention that Elensky sent him a letter and he's ready to make a deal. But and he read a little bit of that letter. But basically it was what Elensky posted on X the same day, which is that he said that he's ready to sign the rare earth mineral deal, and he posted this on X. Zelensky posted this on X. Trump made it out as if this letter was sent just to him. Maybe it was. Maybe Ukraine also sent this post on X in the form of a letter, and then they published it on X as well. I don't know, but it was on X. This statement from Elensky, where he said that he's ready to sign the minerals deal. I'll get into that in a bit as to what Elensky said in this post on X and what Trump was talking about during the speech. But what else did he say? Man, I forgot. There were some pretty funny moments during the speech as well. Actually, quite a lot of funny moments when Trump was talking about the Social Security and the age of some of the Americans who are getting Social Security benefits, 150 years old, 200 years old. I believe one person was 300 years old or something like that. And then he looked at RFK Jr. and he said, "Hey, we're a pretty healthy country if we've got people living to 300." Anyway, he cracked a joke about that. And it was also a funny part was also when he talked about all of the waste, all of the money being thrown at all of the crazy programs. And he was just kind of reading them off, and that was pretty entertaining. But I know what I want to say. I know what I forgot, but I almost forgot to say. He talked about how Europe is spending more on oil and gas than Russian oil and gas than what they are spending for Ukraine defense. I kind of butchered that. At least I remembered. Yeah, he said that Europe spent more on Russian oil and gas than on Ukraine defense. And Trump said that's kind of messed up. Yeah. He actually posted something like that on Truth Social as well, that he's upset about Europe spending so much on Russian oil and gas and spending more than it did on defending Ukraine. So that was it. I think I covered most everything, at least when it comes to foreign policy. Once again, not much on foreign policy, and he didn't even get to foreign policy till well into an hour of the speech, way towards the end, which I agree with, actually. I liked this approach where he doesn't talk so much about Ukraine. Don't make it into a big issue. Talk more about the United States, domestic policy, domestic issues. And as far as Project Ukraine goes, just create distance. Don't talk about it so much. My thinking on Ukraine remains walk away. If I was consulting Trump, that's what I would tell him. Disengage, man. Walk away. Let it go. What's better? What's a better outcome for Ukraine? They lost the war. That's a given. What's a better outcome? To walk away and let Ukraine run out of weapons, or to continue to escalate and for Ukraine to run out of men? Let Ukraine run out of weapons. Elensky will have to, or someone in power, may not be Elensky, is going to have to capitulate to Russia, and that's what it's going to be. They're going to surrender to Russia and accept Russian terms. That's war. That is the nature of war. Someone wins, someone loses, and the side that loses has to capitulate, and better now, and with weapons running out, than later with men running out. Anyway, that is the speech from Trump. I don't have anything else to mention. Let's go to Elensky's letter that he sent to Trump and the post on X, where he says that he's ready to sign a rare earth deal. He also, in this letter, says that he's ready, with Trump's leadership, to agree to a truce. He says that as well. Let me just read you what he posted on X from the account of Elensky. I would like to reiterate Ukraine's commitment to peace. None of us wants an endless war. Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than Ukrainians. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We are ready to work fast to end the war, and the first stages could be the release of prisoners and truce in the sky, ban on missiles, long-range drones, bombs on energy and other civilian infrastructure, and truce in the sea immediately. If Russia will do the same, then we want to move very fast through all next stages and to work with the U.S. to agree a strong final deal. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence, and we remember the moment when things changed, when President Trump provided Ukraine with javelins. We are grateful for this. Our meeting in Washington at the White House on Friday did not go the way it was supposed to be. It is regrettable that it happened this way. It is time to make things right. We would like future cooperation and communication to be constructive regarding the agreement on minerals and security. Ukraine is ready to sign it in any time and in any convenient format. We see this agreement as a step toward greater security and solid security guarantees, and I truly hope it will work effectively. So this is a terrible message from Elensky. A terrible message. First off, he doesn't apologize. There's no apology in here at all. He says he regrets what happened in the White House, but nowhere in the message does he say, I'm sorry. So we start from there. No apology. I believe the White House wants Elensky, or at least my understanding is that they would like Elensky to apologize either in person or via video. I believe they want him to send a video apology on camera saying, I'm sorry. It's been 5 days now. 5 days going on 6 days since the meltdown in the White House. He should have issued an apology next day. But now we're on day 5. We still have no apology. There is no apology in this message. He talks about security guarantees. Once again, he mentions security guarantees. He just doesn't get it. I'll sign the agreement. He says, I'll sign the agreement anytime, anywhere, blah, blah, blah. This is a step forward to getting security guarantees. He actually says solid security guarantees. And he talks about a truce. He actually tries to butter up Trump in this message by talking about the javelins. You see, Elensky's a slippery guy, man. He's really manipulative. I don't think he wrote this, though. I think the UK wrote this, and I'll tell you why. But still, the avatar, the representation of Elensky, Churchill in Kiev, is very manipulative in this message because they're trying to butter up Trump with the whole javelins talk. We thank Trump for providing the javelins. Yeah. I see what you guys are trying to do. and he talks about a truce. This was written by the UK. You know why I say that? Because when he talks about a truce, he is talking about the same exact plan that Macron and Stammer want to present to Trump. And we are getting reports that Macron, Stammer, and Zelensky want to travel to the United States next week to present their plan to the Trump administration. I'm not sure how reliable these reports are. I believe this story broke via, I want to say the Daily Mail, but I haven't seen any other outlet pick it up. So I'm not so certain about this report, but they claim that Stammer, Macron, Elensky want to travel to the U.S. and they want to present the plan that Macron was talking about a couple of days ago and that Elensky highlights in this message, which is a type of ceasefire in the sky, in the sea, no more long-range missiles, no missiles hitting energy infrastructure. And once they get the ceasefire, then Macron said that French troops and British troops can then enter Ukraine. Once you get the ceasefire and everything calms down, then the troops enter. Yeah, this message was not Elensky. He's talking about Macron's plan. Whoever wrote this message and posted it on X and whatever letter they sent to Trump, this is Macron and Stammer's plan that they're trying to get to Trump. Russia has said no ceasefire. Russia said it a gazillion freaking times. No ceasefire because Russia understands that the collective West, the Europeans, Zelensky, they want to use a ceasefire to calm them. They want to use a ceasefire to pull a fast one on Russia, to fool them, and then the troops come in, and then Russia's in a difficult position. And why would Russia agree to a ceasefire when they're winning? Why would they agree to a ceasefire only in the sky, the sea, the long-range missiles, and the energy infrastructure, where Russia has an advantage on all of these things? And they have an advantage on the ground as well. But notice how they're trying to take away Russia's advantage from the air, from the long-range missiles, and from the sea and the energy infrastructure. That's what's going on here. That's what this message is all about. It's basically presenting the Macron plan to Trump in an ex-post format, most likely in a letter sent to the White House. And if the Daily Mail is to be believed, then we're going to see a trip to the United States, and they're going to present the same exact plan to Trump. They're going to say, let's go for a truce, call up Russia, we're ready for a truce, and this is how we want to structure the truce. And then the soldiers enter Ukraine, and they make their way to Odessa and to secure the Black Sea. That's what they want. That is what Stammer and Macron want. And that's why they're going to travel together. All three of them They're all planning and plotting together. Starmer, Macron, and Elensky. Or at least Zelensky's being told what to say and what to write and what to do by Starmer and Macron. The French and the British, they're running Elensky, man. They control Elensky. They're puppeteering Elensky, no doubt about it. And so they're going to hold Zelensky's hand and travel to the United States. All three of them. And still no apology. Still no freaking apology. Peskov commented on this post from Elensky and this truce idea. And Peskov said that, let me remember what Peskov said. He said it's a positive that Ukraine is ready to talk about a truce. He says something along those lines. He framed it as a positive development that they're ready to discuss some sort of a truce or some sort of negotiations. I look at this as a trap. This whole idea, this whole message, a possible trip to DC. Once again, it's about trapping Trump. They're really desperate to get those troops in Ukraine, Macron and Starmer. They know once they got those boots on the ground, then they can get the false flag, or they can get some sort of incident to happen, and then cry to the United States to come and bail them out. This is their Hail Mary attempt to get a big war in Ukraine or keep the war going in Ukraine. So we have news that the CIA has halted intelligence sharing with Ukraine. That appears to be confirmed. I'm not sure what effect this will have on the actual conflict, or at least what immediate effect it will have on the actual conflict. I imagine this is not permanent, or it's being framed as a suspension or a pause in intelligence sharing from the CIA. But that news came in today. And yesterday, also from the Daily Mail, we got news that the United States is banning Britain from sharing any U.S. military intelligence with Ukraine. According to the Daily Mail, the Trump administration is putting the squeeze on Elensky and also putting the squeeze on Starmer. So that news came in yesterday as well. And sticking with the UK, they're very upset with JD Vance. That interview that Vance gave to Sean Hannity of Fox News, where Vance said that some random country that hasn't fought a war in 30 years and has 20,000 troops is going to help Ukraine or going to defeat Russia or whatever Vance said. The UK is very upset because they believe that Vance was talking about Britain. He was either talking about the UK or France, but the UK is very upset because they think that Vance was singling them out.
If you want real security guarantees, if you want to actually ensure that Vladimir Putin does not invade Ukraine again, the very best security guarantee is to give Americans economic upside in the future of Ukraine. That is a way better security guarantee than 20,000 troops from some random country that hasn't fought a war in 30 or 40 years. The security guarantee and also the economic guarantee for Ukraine is to rebuild the country and ensure that America has a long-term interest. You're not going to do that if you come to the Oval Office, insult the president, and refuse to follow his plan for peace.
Lithuania is also upset with JD Vance. They're so upset with JD Vance that they pulled his book, his memoir, from bookstores. A publisher in Lithuania, a frontline NATO ally, is removing U.S. Vice President JD Vance's memoir from bookstores as a response to Washington's decision to suspend aid to war-torn Ukraine. Take that, JD Vance. Your book will no longer be in bookstores in Lithuania. That must hurt. That must hurt his book sales, not having it be available in bookstores in Lithuania. Anyway, that's the anger that surrounds JD Vance for his comments to Hannity. The New York Times, they have an article with the title, Vance Ignites Outrage in Britain with Random Country Comment. The vice president denied that he was talking about Britain and France when he downplayed 20,000 troops from some random country protecting Ukraine. No other countries have pledged troops, because he was talking about the UK and France. Of course he was. He may deny it, but that's what he was talking about. We all know it. And he's not wrong. He's absolutely right. So let's talk about Italy and Hungary, because we got some news from Meloni and from Orban. They used to be friends until Meloni backstabbed Orban so she could align with Ursula von der Crazy. But Meloni, she is now distancing Italy from Stammer and Macron and their boots-on-the-ground plan. She said the other day that Italy will not be sending Italian soldiers into Ukraine. She said, you can go, not with my soldiers. That's what she said. You can go, not with my soldiers. So it looks like we have the coalition of the willing already crumbling. Stammer's coalition of the willing is falling apart. Meloni is the first to say, we're not going to Ukraine. Right move from Meloni. Hungary is canceling USAID. They are putting out an order for the immediate termination of all USAID contracts in Hungary. Good move from Orban. Very smart, very good move. The European Parliament, they're very upset with Hungary, and they're going to put a motion for tomorrow. There's going to be a big EU meeting tomorrow, and the motion that they're going to put forth is to strip Hungary of its voting rights. Not the first time that they've put this motion forward. Won't be the last time that they put this motion forward. But here we go again, trying to remove Hungary's voting right. If you don't have a vote, why stay in the European Union? That's how I see it. Going back to France, they're starting to talk about seizing Russian assets again. They're back at this, seizing the Russian assets and using the Russian assets as, I believe they said, as collateral for loans to Ukraine. They're not even talking about giving the money to Ukraine. They're talking about stealing the assets and then using the assets as collateral for loans to the Green Goblin. I wonder if I have this bookmarked. Give me 1 second. No, I don't have this bookmarked. Politico. This is from Politico. France swarms to the idea of seizing Russian assets in Europe. There we go. Paris is looking into whether Russia's $200 billion can be used to guarantee new loans to Ukraine. Macron is warming up to the idea of stealing Russia's frozen assets and then using those stolen assets as a guarantee to loan money to Ukraine. Oh my God, man. You gotta be freaking kidding me, dude. Trump is right. Europe loans money to Ukraine. The US under Biden gave money to Elensky. Europe loans money to Elensky. Even if they steal the Russian assets, they're not going to give those assets to Ukraine. They're going to steal Russia's money. They're going to keep Russia's money, and they're going to use it as a guarantee to issue loans to Elensky. Man, Trump, walk away from this. I'm telling you, walk away. Stammer, Macron, Elensky, if they call you and ask to come visit the United States, just tell them I'm busy. Tell them I'm busy. I don't have any time. walk away from this. These are not good people, man. These are not good people at all. Unbelievable. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Anyway, let's talk about tariffs for a little bit and then do a clown world. So it looks like we were going to get a tariff war, and now we are getting statements from the Trump White House that most likely the tariffs against Canada and Mexico are going to be rolled back, or not fully rolled back. That the United States, Canada, Mexico, they're in discussions, and most likely they're going to come to some sort of compromise and meet in the middle, is what they're saying when it comes to tariffs. So not as tragic as everyone thought it was going to be yesterday when Trump announced tariffs going into effect against Mexico and Canada, also China as well. But the rolling back or the meeting of tariffs in the middle just concerns Mexico and Canada. So that's what the Trump White House said yesterday. I haven't seen any announcements confirming this, that this has actually happened, according to Commerce Secretary Lutnick. But they said that they're working it out. Trudeau had a meltdown. Rightly so, I would say. He had a meltdown. He wasn't happy with the tariffs. But he pinned it on Putin. He blamed Putin. Oh, poor Putin. Putin's probably at the Kremlin going, what did I do now? Yeah. Trudeau gave a speech, and it was a terrible speech. He could have given a good speech, but instead he gave a terrible speech. And before he started talking about the 25% tariffs and all of that stuff, he said that, what else? What did he say? What else can you expect from Trump, who is cozying up to a dictator like Putin, and now he wants to place tariffs on Canada? Why did you have to talk about Putin? Why did you have to talk about dictator Putin? What does this have to do with anything when it comes to the tariffs? Putin lives in Trudeau's empty head, rent-free, 24 hours a day. So yeah, he had an opportunity to rise to the occasion, Trudeau. And instead he gave a speech that was all over the place. We'll see what announcement comes out of the U.S. Commerce Secretary today with regards to the tariffs. One more news story. The Arab Summit adopts Egypt's plan for the reconstruction of Gaza. And the final statement, the plan aims to counter President Trump's proposal for a Middle East Riviera by presenting a scheme for rebuilding the devastated strip without displacing its population, according to Reuters. From what I understand, the plan that Egypt is putting forth for the reconstruction of Gaza comes in at, I want to say, $51 billion. But I could be wrong about that. But I think that's the number that Egypt is talking about. So that news came yesterday as well. Let's do a clown world and we can wrap this video up. So before the speech to Congress, the Democrats, they decided to put out a TikTok video. Well, two Democrats decided to put out a TikTok video. Chuck Schumer and Elizabeth Warren. And this TikTok video that they put out criticizing Trump and basically saying that everything Trump will talk about this evening in his speech is a lie and blah, 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 all of that stuff. Don't believe him. He's evil. And they put out this video, Warren and Schumer, two Democrats, too. That's how this started out. And it was the same video. The same text, the same vibe, the same images. Everything was pretty much the same. Not pretty much, the same. With the exception that one video was Schumer delivering the lines, and the other video was Warren delivering the lines. And after they posted their TikTok videos, 22 more Democrats posted the same exact video. The same video criticizing Trump before his speech to Congress. 22 senators uploaded videos of themselves reading off an identical, cringy script bashing Trump and Musk. Wow. It's all scripted. It really is all scripted. All of it. You guys couldn't come up with your own 1-minute TikTok video? You have staffs of 5, 10, 20 people. I don't know how big their staffs are. Not one person could create a TikTok video, an original TikTok video for you, criticizing Trump before his speech. Is it that hard? 1 minute? Different video for all of the senators. Instead, you went with the same exact script, the same exact video. Did you think that no one would notice? I don't understand, man. They don't care. They don't care. We're scripted. Yeah, we're scripted. That's what they're saying. We're scripted. Does anyone care? We don't care if anyone cares. We're scripted and we want the world to know it. That's the video, everybody. TheDuran.locals.com. We are on Rumble, ODYSEE, BitChute, Telegram, Rockfin, and X. Go to the Duran shop, pick up some merch like what I'm wearing in this video update. The link is in the description box down below. Take care.